David and Teseer, thank you very much for coming again, second time, to make your presentation. Please go right ahead. Start it.
What a great background to what we're going to be talking about. Taiseer is the treasurer of our World Peace Partners Standing Committee of the district, and is shadowing me as she prepares to become my successor in the end of June of 2022. I'd like to start off with a land acknowledgement. Teseer and I are on the ancestral lands of First Nations of Treaty 1, the homeland of the Métis, and we receive our fresh water from Shoal Lake 40 in Treaty 3, and we're very grateful for that always. What our standing committee of the district has been since its origin as an idea in 2003, when past District Governor Cam King asked me if I would help him meet with this Canadian Museum for Human Rights idea. So we met with the Asper Foundation, and the rest is history. World Peace Partners became a standing committee of the district in 2006. And its whole commitment was to, within and through the clubs in our district, advance positive peace and peace literacy, we now call it, within our district clubs and Rotaract and Interact and in our communities. On the Rotary Peace Center concept that Nabil has spoken so eloquently about, we have been committed to that over the years, but some years ago, we became within our structure a subcommittee of the standing committee, dealing with the recruitment and the interviews and the whole process of getting Peace Fellows once they're candidates, hopefully successful. And then after that, we nurture them and grow them within our community, as we've done many times. We built our committee around collaborations with 4 Winnipeg universities, of course, our catalyst for the whole idea, the Canadian Museum for Human Rights. And we then developed an MOU relationship also with the Department of Education and Training. And I might say tomorrow, we're having a Zoom meeting with the Canadian Commission for UNESCO with the concept, the idea of discussing whether or not our District 5550 should have a MOU relationship with the Canadian Commission for UNESCO as an example for the 196 UNESCO commissions in the world. We also have a direct connection with UNESCO going back years 2012, when people like Jean Oliver and others participated as volunteers in a national student UNESCO conference in Winnipeg. And from that day forward, we have created a subcommittee dealing with UNESCO, and I'll speak about that a little later. But the Associated Schools Network Project of UNESCO is an international integration of peace education in schools around the world, starting in Europe. I might say that Manitoba is regarded as amongst the leaders in the world in delivering this kind of education. One of the other things we've tried to do is, to Nabil's hopeful delight, we've been on a constant path of trying to recruit a Rotary Peace Center in Winnipeg. The only PhD in Peace and Conflict Resolution in Canada is at the University of Manitoba Arthur V. Morrow Center. And the joint master's program between the University of Winnipeg and the of Manitoba in peace and conflict resolution. We wanted to become a Rotary Peace Center. We lobbied for that in Brazil. We lobbied for that in Atlanta. And only recently we put that on the back burner because Rotary International has been moving in the direction of having what were 3-month certificate programs like the one in Chula that Nabil taught at, and now is expanding into a 1-year program partially online, and the one in Uganda is of that kind. Chula will be converted into that kind, and the one in the Middle East will be of that kind. We are seeking through our efforts always to advance positive peace and peace literacy education and action within our communities in all cities in our district. Our initiatives are Rotary Peace Fellowship in Peace and Development, and that's what I just spoke about, the Rotary Peace Fellow recruitment and nurturing relationships with. And by the way, get your recruits in, get your applications in, get them to us, because the way that this is done is the applicant does this him or herself online, and the opening is open for 2021 applications, and it closes May 15th. So if there's anyone interested who wants to either a master's program or this now on partially hybrid online in-person hybrid 1-year program, have them go through your clubs, support them in your club, help them with their applications. If they need help you can't give, come to us. Peace Building 365 is our year-round, not just the International Day of Peace on September 21st and the Day of Democracy on September 15th. But we now say you renew and plant the seeds every year during the period of peace building, when each club now is invited to have their own peace days. And 365, each club should be promoting peace year round, and you're doing that with peace polls for sure. Emerging Issues in Human Rights is a program which I'll speak about. Honoring Indigenous Peoples is a program I'll speak about. UNESCO Associated Schools is the program that I'll also speak about. The Rotary Peace Fellowship in Peace and Development, as I say, is underway right now. So ask questions about me in the question time. UNESCO Associated Schools project has morphed from that national conference into a 3-year US-Canada middle school cross borders for peace dialogue and sharing of experiences like naturalization experience in the US, citizenship entry in Canada, in schools, in middle schools in Winnipeg and in USA. Most recently, October 9th to 11th, 2019, we hosted, with the support of UNESCO, Manitoba Department of Education, Soka Gakkai Institute, ICANN, which is the International Coalition for the Abolition of Nuclear Weapons. Fred Wright came and spoke, long drive under bad weather conditions, and stalwartly spoke on behalf of the district to welcome all the delegates from the US and Canada. And this has led to continuing initiatives which are ongoing with the student alumni from that program. And they have created a movement called Reversing the Trend, Advancing Nuclear Abolition, and are also partnering with the ICANN Cities of Peace. Emerging Issues in Human Rights, which is a 10-day summer intensive course at the University of Winnipeg's Global College. We've supported students in that. Clubs like Selkirk and District have been loyal and generous supporters of students attending that, as of some other clubs. And that 10-day summer intensive program provides 6 credit hours recognition for a university which will acknowledge this as being appropriate credit for a course at their university. And that happens at the University of Winnipeg, University of Manitoba. And we're trying to spread that to universities around the world as students come from different places. That program was suspended last year and this year because of COVID, and it will be revived for sure in 2022. Honoring Indigenous peoples, Taiseer is going to speak about that in that subcommittee of our work, and we'll also speak about the new peace building subcommittee, which has replaced Peace Days as a subcommittee because Peace Days was moved into the Rotary Club of Winnipeg, and our intention is to do the same for every club in the district to have their own Peace Days or at least International Peace Days celebration. Teseer, over to you.
Thank you, David, for the introduction, and thank you all for having me here tonight. So my name is Teseer Shareif, and I'm a member of Rotary Club of Winnipeg and part of 4 Peace Partners as well. And I can relate to Nabil's story as I'm originally from North Sudan, and the same thing, joining Rotary for me, I didn't expect that it would be that welcoming and inclusive until I met David Newman, who sponsored me to join Rotary. And since then, I felt like I was Rotarian all my life, not that few years back. So thank you. Going back to the initiative, I'm going here to mention HIP Committee, which is the Honoring Indigenous People. Honoring Indigenous peoples really evolved very well across the country and clubs in our district, and there is a clear interest among clubs. So the HIP Committee is now a subcommittee under the World Peace Partners, and this committee will encourage clubs in our district to foster dialogue, meaningful relationships, and collaboration with the Indigenous peoples' communities and organizations, as well as increase knowledge and understanding of Indigenous issues and more. So we are in World Peace Partners trying to provide what we can do to help smoothen this educational journey and process and help the transition of this subcommittee to be a standing committee in the near future, as David mentioned. So the next slide is the Peace Building 365. And this subcommittee is co-chaired by 3 females. One of them is Tamara Larson and Brenda Newman, who is passionate about peace building projects, especially peace poles, and she's here with us today. And the third co-chair is myself. So the purpose of this subcommittee is to promote positive peace and inspire clubs in the district, including Rotaract and Interact, and give them options to be a piece of peace. And that could be by creating peace committees in each of their clubs and create actionable projects to be a piece of peace. They can choose among many peace activities or projects, ranging from inspiring and facilitating events to be just, or events, or still to be, you can just viewing videos or telling stories in their clubs. So they can choose what they want to do or how they can want to be involved in this peace projects. So in the World Peace Partners, we have a number of peace projects and activities under Peace Building 365. One example is supporting peace poles. And as Deb mentioned earlier, Rotary Club of Kenora is having an amazing peace pole park or peace park project. And we were thrilled to support them in their peace pole projects. Also, Rotary Club of Silk Creek, I can mention, is working on a peace pole that we are happy to support as well. We don't want to forget the beautiful peace pole here in Winnipeg by the Winnipeg Saint Vital and Saint Boniface clubs. And another tool of building peace that we have it under this initiative is the MBBI, or Mediations or Mediators Beyond Borders. So you can visit this website too, so to have more ideas about what they are doing and how you can get involved. So finally, of course, the Peace Days and Peace Days 365. We encourage Rotary clubs, including Interact and Rotaract, to inspire and facilitate Peace Days and Peace Day 365 in their communities. So they can choose what they want to do or how to celebrate the UN International Day of Peace, which is September 21st, and or UN Day of Democracy, which is September 15. And Peace Day 365 year-round is not limited to any day, but it's year-round promoting peace. So they can do that through anything, any activities like webinars, social media, creating events, or club presentation and sharing best practice. So we know that here Rotary Club of Winnipeg Peace Builders Committee is now promoting positive peace through Peace Days and Peace Days 365. So one last important thing that I would like to mention that the World Peace Partners are committed to do is encouraging diversity, inclusion, and equity in all initiatives, services, and subcommittees. And this is to be encouraged by all. So thank you very much for listening to me today, and I'll give a chance for the Q&A if you have any. Thanks. I'll just